Welcome to this video on creating a new version of an existing record in PRISM. PRISM is the institutional repository for the research and scholarly output of Northwestern's Feinberg School of Medicine. It is good to differentiate between editing a record and creating a new version of a record. Editing a record overwrites the original, replacing the record's information with any changes made. Once an edit is published, the previous record and information is no longer accessible. Note, editing a record does not change its DOI. Versioning a record preserves the original record, tracks changes, and facilitates the input of new or updated metadata and files. When a new version is published, the previous version remains accessible. Note, each version is assigned a unique DOI. To create a new version of a record, begin by opening a web browser of your choice and navigating to prism.northwestern.edu. Once you are on the PRISM homepage, you must log into PRISM by clicking on the Login button on the top right corner of the homepage. Please note that a NetID is needed to access PRISM. Click on the drop-down arrow next to your name and select the My Dashboard option. Once in your dashboard, you will see all of the files that you have deposited in PRISM. Find the record you want to create a new version for and click on the gray Edit button to the right of the desired record. Then click on the green New Version button on the next page. In creating a new version, you can upload any new files and/or edit the desired files to accurately describe this updated version. When a new version of a record is created, you can choose to import the files from the previous version, or you can choose to upload a new version of the file. The new version of the record also requires a new publication date. Note, a separate DOI is generated for each version of the record. You can also choose to name the new version or let PRISM automatically name it for you. Select the preferred Save Draft, Preview, or Publish option to properly store or view the version. Save Draft will store the version without publishing it. Preview will provide an external view of the version without publishing it. And Publish will finalize the version and its settings, at which point the version can no longer be deleted. Discard Version will abandon the version and exit the page. Finally, view the new version. Each version of a record has its own visibility options for metadata and files. For example, the visibility of one version can be restricted while the visibility of another version is public. Likewise, embargo dates also apply to specific versions. You may want to change the visibility of past versions. Choose the past version that you want to edit. Click on Edit, and then change the visibility so that the metadata of the record is public, but the file for that version of the record is private. Then click on Publish to finalize the version and its settings. Please note that if you have provided anyone with a DOI to this previous version, they will see a banner across the top of the page that says a new version of the record is available. If you have any questions about creating a new version of a record, please contact us at prism@northwestern.edu.